This is Cory Booker. Some people call me Book, and you are listening to Book Talk About the Book Look.
The Book Look is a place to get a good look at your life.
Welcome, Book Lookers, as we open the page on another episode of The Book Look, the online review show celebrating books, readers, authors, and literary news. I'm your host, Monda Webb. Okay, you know we like to keep it moving here at The Book Look, so let's zoom into our Book to Look For segment with Sharice Carney-Nunes.
Hey Book Lookers! This week's book to look for is 12 Gates to the City by Daniel Black, the much anticipated sequel to Black's acclaimed debut, They Tell Me of a Home. 12 Gates to the City is a novel centered on main character T.L. Tyson, who returns to rural Arkansas to try and uncover how his younger sister ended up dead. This tragic mystery is further complicated by T.L.'s troubled relationship with his family, his own identity issues, and the challenge of returning to small-town life. Though haunted by the spirit of his sister and hallucinating about a magical city of gold marked by 12 gates, T.L. pushes on to uncover more secrets about himself, his town, and his purpose in life. 12 Gates to the City ultimately asks the question, when you go back home, can you really put those ghosts to rest? Wow. Okay, let's turn it over to the one and only Kwame Alexander.
Get ready, book lookers. There's a new movement afoot, one combining science fiction, fantasy, and black culture, all with the era of steam technology. Think steam trains, top hats, goggles, and gears. Think Will Smith in the movie Wild Wild West. This week's pick is Steam Funk, a genre-clarifying anthology by editors Milton Davis and Balagun Ojitade. Okay, picture this, people. The legendary John Henry wields his mighty hammer in a war against machines, and the undead, get ready for this, Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman. They rule a country of formerly enslaved Africans, rivaling England and France in power and technology. You will find this and more between the pages of this imaginative collection by some of today's most prominent science fiction and fantasy writers. Steam Funk will transport you to new worlds of adventure and terror, of war and wonder, of iron and steam. Funk.
Thanks, Kwame. And now, let's see who our special guest is this week.
My name is Daniel Black. I'm the author of They Tell Me of a Home, The Sacred Place, Perfect Peace, and most recently, 12 Gates to the City. Check them out. And right now, you are watching Book Look.
Now it's time for the Book Look Author Spotlight, where we put our authors on blast.
I'm Dolan Perkins-Valdez.
And I'm Ernesta T. Carter.
I'm the author of Winch.
And I'm the author of 32 Candle. And you are watching
The Book Look.
Actually, being an author is what created the inspiration for developing the National Book Club Conference. I met with many book clubs around the country, and I left each one of them feeling spirited like I do when I leave church. Uplifted, like I learned something and was better for the experience. And so somewhere along the way, it hit me that we want to put together an opportunity for readers and authors to come together in a way that is informal, but fun, learning, and it has become something far bigger and better than I ever imagined. I'm Curtis Bunny, you're watching The Book Look.
Now, we certainly can't forget our authors online uploading their titles to thebooklook.com. So before we move to our calendar of events, let's get blue with our Book Look upload segment. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, Book Lookers, as we unveil our Book Look honors for the month. We're going to start off with the Power List, the national go-to list for the best-selling books in the African American community, compiled by AALBC.com. cushcity.com, and mosaicbooks.com.
The Power List. And now, let's check out the book of the month from our Go On Girl Book Club, the largest national reading organization in the U.S. for Black women. This month's book is Before I Forget by Leonard Pitts Jr.
It's time for the top honor of the show, where we recognize the Book Looker of the Month, who's an individual, organization, or book club that's shown their love for books or literacy in some active way. So let's roll those drums. Hey, producer, who is this month's Book Looker of the Month?
This month's Book Looker of the Month is Jarvis Sheffield, head of BlackScienceFictionSociety.com, the popular online platform for sci-fi writers and readers. Congratulations, Jarvis Sheffield. You are the Book Looker of the Month. And a special shout to Book Look sponsor and the oldest and largest African-American owned bank in Washington, D.C. area, Industrial Bank, getting it done since 1934.
Okay, book lookers, what happens when you bring the #1 online social network for African American visual art together with good literature? You get Art by the Book with Najee Dorsey of BlackArtInAmerica.com.
This your boy Najee Dorsey from Black Art in America, and you're watching the Art by the Book segment. You know, many black artists have often struggled for representation and to build an audience, and we've always had the historical black college to be there to support us. That's right. Our HBCUs house some of the most important collections of African American art. This segment, we thought we'd share with you this recent publication by Clark Atlanta University and the Eye of the Muse, where they chronicle over 70 years of art by some of the most important African American artists. To learn more about some of today's contemporary artists, be sure to join BlackArtAmerica.com and get out to one of your local HBCUs and see the art that they've got in their permanent collections this weekend. This your boy Najee Dorsey.
So that does it for this edition of the Book Look. And remember, authors, book clubs, and book lovers, you can make your book, a book you love, or your book club or organization eligible for coverage right here on the Book Look by setting up a profile on our Book Look social forums at thebooklook.com. All right, book lookers, let's cue that Zion Birdsong track to take us out. Until the next chapter, this is your host, Monda Webb, closing the page on the Book Look.
Just let me touch your pages, 'cause I'm feeling you. Forgive me, when it comes to you, I have no words to miss, and you don't have to doubt my love.